What things are seen as weird by the younger generation that we need to normalize again? Having an attention span in this, coming from someone with pretty severe ADHD. My overall point is this research has shown that our attention spans have gone from something like 15 minutes to just 2 as well. Increased screen time is associated with a reduction in empathy. This is highly concerning considering the amount of screen time that babies and children are given on a daily basis. I guess my other answer is to have more empathy, considering the research I mentioned. Just one source, Orgomania Stories: Babies Need Humans Not Screens. Actually talking to real people IRL. I've seen so many posts from people complaining that they have no friends, and when I suggest they do something like join a pickup basketball game at the Y, they're like, that would be very weird. Or I suggest that they go to the park and just talk to a random person about the weather and their eyes bug out and they're like, I would never do that. That would be insanely weird. It should not be weird for humans to talk to each other in person. People conforming to gender norms. I say this as a gay femboy. But seriously, it's especially seen as a weird taboo nowadays for a girl to see herself as a princess in a dress, or a damsel in distress in fiction. Just like how there should be nothing wrong with breaking gender norms, there should be nothing wrong with conforming to gender norms either. I thought the point of the progressive movement was to encourage everyone to be themselves? But apparently not. Pondering. I was at the dentist the other day getting a wisdom tooth removed. I had set my phone and keys on the table behind me. They had to monitor me after the extraction for 15 minutes or so, and they asked me if I wanted my phone. I said no, I'll just sit here and ponder. The lady was like, okay. Are you sure? And she asked me again a couple of minutes later. As if I was some kind of freak. Lol, good times. Checking your mailbox regularly. I can't tell you how many 20-somethings move into and then out of apartments and never once check their mailbox. What's even funnier, is the ones that know they should fill out a change of address, so they get all their forwarded first-class mail from their previous address, they never check it, then fill out another change of address when they leave. Talking to people in person and not having to rely on a phone. Back then all we basically had was texting, but we quickly responded to text but given the other person full attention. But now people would rather sit on their phones rather than talk to the person next to them. Even if they are all friends rather than strangers, normalize actual socialization manners. Texting back too quickly is apparently a thing to younger folk, whereas I see it as the ultimate sign of respect and interest when you're having an engaging conversation. There's so much second guessing about presentation and interest levels that many forget that it's cool, fine, and normal to just be honest with feelings and pursue them as long as they're reciprocal. Being able to handle the slightest bit of social interaction. I've met some Gen Z who damn near have panic attacks when making a call for delivery, let alone speaking to people they don't know in public. Some seem to think every interaction with a stranger is potentially life-threatening. The anxiety levels in that generation are off the charts. Apparently nudity in general, but mostly in movies. There is this strange prudishness that I've seen in reviews for Oppenheimer over a pair of boobs. There is this idea that if nudity does not absolutely push the narrative forward, then it shouldn't be included in a movie. Even if that movie is rated R, has tons of violence and blood. I tried to show my niece a meme video that was over in my nude long and she immediately got bored after the 30 seconds mark. She's so conditioned for short content that is immediately funny and then moves on to the next thing. It's so limiting. I miss when content had built up and lasted a while so that I could really savor it. Not overreacting to every single little thing. Not everything is a red flag or toxic. Some people just have slightly different morals or beliefs and it's usually not a big deal. Acting like everyone who disagrees with you, or with whatever group you align with, is wrong is a weird way to look at the world. This is for the really young generation, elementary school kids playing outside with each other with no adult in sight. Edit. I realize this is more of a statement about society and overprotective adults, but kids playing by themselves outside used to be normal. Now it's the reason to call the cops. Having roommates and second-hand household items. Used to be weird to have your own place until married, and many apartments' house shares were filled with used items or hand-me-downs from relatives. So much less debt and budget strain. Along with the ability to do minor household repairs yourself. Younger children, especially Alpha and whatever tech goblin generation comes after, cannot consume a meal with watching a video for gratification. The iPads are used by negligent parents to placate the recalcitrant little swines, but they're incapable of having a conversation at meal times. Not working outside of work hours. I hate it. I have to do it because everyone else does. People think I'm super weird for signing off for the weekend. Like dude, I need a break. I then get to my desk Monday morning to a hunch of emails since Saturday night at 2 AM or something. It's wild, not being accessible all the time. Just because I have a cell phone doesn't mean I want to answer it at the supermarket, or while cooking dinner, or while driving. That's cool that my boss checks emails in his Tesla driving 20 minutes to work, but I would rather not. I need a break. Being present when doing things and having experiences and not doing things for social media content. I travel a fair bit and the amount of people I see who show up places and pose for selfies without actually enjoying themselves or experiencing a place is astounding to me. Call people on the phone instead of messaging. I see my younger colleagues don't call people at work, they send a mail or a message. They seem to have no idea how much information is gained with a short conversation. Many misunderstandings are avoided with a conversation. Can we re-normalize using headphones while listening to music or watching videos in public? Please. I should be able to study on campus without having to listen to someone else's shit. I can't even go to the campus library without someone blasting their shit. Getting called out for being wrong doesn't make it racist, sexist, homophobic, whatever. It's because you're wrong and people are way too used to their online echo chambers where no matter how wrong and factually incorrect their statement is, they get praised. Not having everything you do in public recorded. Two random people arguing? Gotta record it. Bad car wreck? Don't help. Record. Natural disaster? Don't run, stay and document it until someone has to rescue you, then get the rescue for maximum likes. Just fucking talk to each other in public. No, it isn't awkward. People are different and it is okay if you can't find the right words immediately or if you are shy. We are all just fucking trying, alright. Give each other a break and be polite. Having the decency and manners to verbally cancel plans or say you'll be late in a timely fashion that's respectful of the other person's time and effort, instead of framing ghosting people as some kind of cute personality quirk. Communicating and problem solving. It seems like this younger generation just cannot communicate at all. And to make up for the lack of that skill, the solution to any of their problems is you don't owe them anything. I feel like you can't just talk to random people anymore. No one seems approachable. My mom talks to anyone whether she knows them or not. I notice a lot of the older generations are much more open to random chit-chat. Calling someone on the phone and talking to them when you need an answer from them. Is she picking you up? I don't know, she hasn't texted me back yet. Did you call her? OMG dad, no, WTF, oof, shame. There is a place for shame within a functioning society and it helps establish and maintain socially acceptable behavior. It appears that younger people don't understand the benefits of it. Walking, biking, taking the bus. Believe it or not, for most of human history we didn't need tank-like Karen SUVs and oversized Bubba trucks that never seated or cargo to get to the store. Politicians actually helping and fairing the middle working class instead of saying immigrants are coming to kill you so we have to give millions to wealthy people to bail them out again. Striking up a conversation with and asking out someone you're interested in that you meet in public. Sorry guys gals, but this is only considered creepy now because you all said so. Exchanging phone numbers and calling. So many people treat this as if it's creepy for some reason, and instead rather use social media messengers to text. As if it's any different. People need to learn how to write effectively, including proper spelling and punctuation, reasonable grammar, and use of context. Some of the resumes I see are just laughably bad. Talking on the phone. People on my team will say they've been trying to get an answer from someone for weeks, and when I ask if they'd tried calling, the answer is always no. Basic internet privacy, like not having a kid. First name and pronouns I get, but holy shit, why are you supposed to list your triggers? Trolls could get you so bad. WTF. Acknowledging people you pass on the sidewalk. I'm not talking about big cities, but in my small town, how weird it is to feel like I'm the one being rude by saying hello. Saving money. At least for my crowd, not a soul saves any money. Every day or night they're doing something different and I'm just like, how can you guys afford this? Classes in high school like wood shop, home economics, culinary, machine shop, etc. and just trade school training in general for those who don't want to go to college. Meeting people in public. Talking to love interests and not seeing it as stalking or being a creeper for just approaching someone. Social media is killing our society. For me, what about actually enjoying and paying attention at the concerts? You don't have to record all that happens, and let the people from behind watch too. Being able to get an appointment in a timely manner. It seems to be no matter what it is, doctor, dentist, whatever, there are months-long waiting lists. Looking someone in the eye when talking to them. I get it, you're all puddles of anxiety pudding, but human contact should be the norm, not the exception. Flirting in public. Elder generations moaned about mine being rebellious iconoclasts, but I rather despise the rise of neo-puritanism in today's youth. Talking to people in person, and asking people out, and not being a fucking weirdo if they say no. Apps and social media have caused so much head rot. Behaving well and respectfully while out in public. Seems like the goal nowadays is to get as much attention and reaction as possible. Go to the park and join a bunch of strangers in playing a game, whether it be touch football, throwing the frisbee, even a game of tag. Talking to people in public. Weird to be in a store with 1,000 people and not say a word or even make eye contact with anyone. Solve conflict and disagreements through in-person dialogue. Don't just resort to texting, learn to manage conflict IRL. Socializing in person and meeting new people and talking to strangers instead of all of us being glued to our phones. It's not just the younger generation, but just staying off your fucking phone. Experience a moment for fuck's sake. The art of conversation. Just because I disagree with you on something doesn't mean I don't respect you. Vulnerability. Sincerity. These things seem to get lumped in with cringe when they shouldn't be. Being able to fix things yourself, so hems in small holes, fix a toilet or garbage disposal, etc. Honestly, writing letters like by hand. I would love someone to send me sincere letter like that. Sending an actual text message. FK off with your Snapchat. It's for teenagers and pedophiles.